Hello students, welcome to the paper discussion 21st January and afternoon session. So this question paper is in the moderate and a little bit tougher side as compared to the previous JEE examination. So without delay, let us see how the questions has come and how to give the solutions for that. So here it is a question number 1. Aqueous HCl react with MnO2 to form MnCl2 and Cl2 and H2O. What is the weight of chlorine liberated when 8.7 grams of MnO2 solid is reacted with excess of aqueous HCl? So let us see carefully what is MnO2 react with HCl. The question itself says it is going to give rise MnCl2 plus Cl2 and H2O. Is this reaction is balanced? Not balanced. So I would like to say 4 HCl and 2 H2O. So what I can say from this balanced chemical equation, 1 mole of this MnO2 is going to give rise 1 mole of Cl2. So let us find the number of moles of MnO2. Number of moles of MnO2 is equal to weight of MnO2 8.7 and molecular weight of MnO2 is 87 is going to give rise 0.1. So if 1 mole of MnO2 gives rise 1 mole of Cl2, 0.1 mole of MnO2 we are going to give rise 0.1 mole of Cl2. Molecular mass of chlorine is going to be 71. So the weight of chlorine is going to be 0.1 into 71 is going to be 7.1 grams. So the answer for this question is going to be 7.1 grams is the correct answer for this question. And here it is a question. Consider the following data. Enthalpy of formation of methane minus X kilojoules. Enthalpy of sublimation of graphite is Y kilojoules. And dissociation enthalpy of hydrogen is going to be Z kilojoule per mole, and the bond enthalpy of carbon to hydrogen bond is given as various options are given. How to solve this? It is a question based on Hess law of constant heat of summation. Here it is going to be carbon in solid plus 2H2 in the gas gives rise CH4 in the gas. So in that we have to say the bond dissociation energies. So you can going to see this minus X is equal to bond energy of enthalpy of sublimation of carbon plus 2 into bond dissociation energy of hydrogen and minus carbon to hydrogen 4 bonds are there. 4 into bond dissociation energy of carbon to hydrogen. Now it is asked bond enthalpy of carbon to hydrogen. Here it is going to be minus X. Sublimation enthalpy of sublimation is going to be given as a Y plus 2 into bond energy of hydrogen to hydrogen is going to be Z minus 4 into bond dissociation energy of carbon to hydrogen. So bond dissociation energy of carbon to hydrogen is coming to be X plus Y plus 2Z by 4. So based on this, option 1 is going to be the correct answer for this question. Moving ahead, one more question is here. Consider the following spectral series of the hydrogen atom. First line of Paschen series, second line of Balmer series, third line of Paschen series, and fourth line of bracket series. So when the electron jumping from higher energy level to lower energy level, it loses energy in the form of radiation, and that radiation has a different wavelengths. So for that, if N1 is equal to 1, it is going to be Lyman. N1 is equal to 2, it is going to be Balmer. N1 is equal to 3, it is going to be Paschen. and N1 is equal to 4, this is going to be bracket, and N1 is equal to 5, it is going to be formed. So let us see, first line of the passion means it is going to be N1 is going to be 3 and the electron is coming from 4. So this is going to be N1 value, it is going to be N2 value. Now second line in the bomber, so the electron should come to the N is equal to 2 and 3 and 4. So it is going to be N2 value is going to be 4. And third line of the passion, again N value, N1 value is going to be 3 and it is third line means 4, 5, 6 is coming to N1, N2 value. And fourth line of bracket, so if it is a bracket, N1 value is going to be 4 and fourth line means 5, 6, 7, 8. So based on this, the lowest possibility you can see, highest energy is going to be the bomber, then it is going to be the passion, and it is going to the bracket is the lowest energy. Correct order of the above lines in ascending order of the energies. So this is the less, fourth one is the less, and second one is the highest. Based on that, it is said to be A, B, C, D. D is going to be the least energy and B is going to be the highest energy, and C, B is greater than, and among A and C you are going to get the fourth and sixth. Fourth is going to have the more energy as compared to the sixth energy. So I want to say this answer for this question is going to be option 1. Moving ahead, it is one more question. For a closed circuit of a Daniell cell, which of the following plot is the accurate one at a given temperature? So it is given E cell with time. So when the galvanic cell is working in a closed system, so the cell potential is independent on time. Cell potential changes only with either concentration or temperature. So as the cell potential is remain constant here with the time, I would say answer for this question is going to be 2 is the correct answer for this question. Here it is one more question. Decomposition of A in the first order reaction at T Kelvin temperature, and it is given as A gives rise to B plus C. So A gives rise to B plus C, all are in the gaseous state. In a closed 1 liter vessel at 1 bar pressure is allowed to decompose after 100 minutes, time is 100 minutes is given, total pressure is going to be 1.5. So I mean to say initially when time t is equal to 0, pressure is P and 0 and 0. When the time is equal to 100 minutes, so P minus you can say it is given as it is given as 1 bar pressure, 1 and 0 and 0. It is going to be 1 minus P and it is going to be P and P. So the P total is going to be 1 minus P plus P according to Dalton's law of partial pressure. So the P total is equal to 1 plus P. So P total is said to be 1.5. 1.5 is equal to 1 plus P and P is going to be 0.5. Now directly apply, this is a first order kinetics. So it is going to be rate constant is equal to 2.303 and T log, it is going to be the concentration of this. So I would like to say initially it was P naught and PT, and it is going to be 2.303 by 100 minutes log. Initially it was 1 bar pressure and it becomes 0.5, and on solving K comes to be 6.9 into 10 power minus 3 second inverse, minute inverse. So the answer for this question is going to be option 2 is the correct answer for this first order kinetics equation. Children, this is a P block elements related question and connected to the periodic properties, and this is given as a statement 1 and it is given as a statement 2. The correct order in terms of atomic radii of ionic radii is given as aluminum is greater than magnesium and magnesium 2 plus is greater than aluminum. Yes, it is correct here, but magnesium size is bigger as compared to the aluminum size. The data is also given in the NCERT, but students misunderstood that aluminum is greater than magnesium, but it is absolutely wrong. Magnesium is greater than aluminum. Therefore, I would say statement 1 is a wrong statement and statement 2 order in terms of magnitude of the electron. It said that magnitude of the electron, you have to take the value only, and chlorine is greater than bromine, sulfur is greater than oxygen. Yes, of course, second period electron gain enthalpy is less as compared to the third period electron gain enthalpy. Based on that, I would say statement 2 is correct. So, based on that, statement 1 is false and statement 2 is correct. So, my answer for this question is going to be so tricky. Here it is option 4 is the correct answer for this question. Here is a one more question is based on the p block elements. Here statement 1, the correct order in terms of bond dissociation energy, chlorine is greater than bromine and less than fluorine here, then greater than iodine. Yes, fluorine should have high bond dissociation energy due to extreme small size. Due to inter-electronic repulsions, fluorine bond energy is drastically decreased, and as far as this NCERT bond values are given, and this statement is correct. While you can see statement 2, the correct trend in the covalent character of the metal halides, SnCl4 is greater than SnCl2. Covalent character is directly proportional to positive charge on cation. More charge density, more will be the polarization, and it is going to be more covalent according to Fazan's rule, and it is an application of Fazan's rule. Yes, it is correct. But PbCl4 is greater than PbCl2, which is not correct, because it is correct, and UF4 is greater than UF6. Plus 4 and plus 6, plus 4 cannot be greater than plus 6. So, I would say this is correct and this is correct. This part is going to be wrong. So, I would say this statement 2 is going to be wrong, statement 1 is going to be correct. So, I would say this is the statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. Option 3 is going to be the correct answer for this question. Here it is a one more question from K2CR207. It is related to practical inorganic chemistry. You can relate it to T and F block element. You can relate it to the P block elements, this question. You can see, on heating a mixture of common salt, NaCl, along with K2CR207, and equal amounts along with the concentrated H2SO4, in a test tube, the gas is evolved. What you are going to get? NaHSO4 plus CrO2Cl2, reddish vapors, and H2O. Now, the question is, the oxidation state of the central metal atom and the gases respectively. It is a chromyl chloride, and chromium is going to show +6 oxidation state. I want to say Cr2O2Cl2, and it is going to be +6 oxidation state. So, my answer for this question is going to be 1. Check it, Cr2O2Cl2, it is a trap, but Cr2O2Cl2 is going to be chromyl chloride. Children, this is going to be a question from the bond length question. It is given from the NCERT textbook, direct based, and chemical bonding, a table is given. So, the correct increasing order of carbon to hydrogen bond and carbon to oxygen, carbon to single bond oxygen, carbon to double bond oxygen, carbon to triple bond nitrogen. So, let us see here, carbon to hydrogen bond length is going to be 107 picometers. Carbon to nitrogen bond is going to be 116 picometers. Carbon to oxygen bond is going to be 143 picometers, and carbon to single bond oxygen is going to be 121 picometers. So this is the data extracted from the NCERT textbook, and based on this, in terms of covalent bond length, it is given as the order is going to be B is greater than, C is greater than, D is greater than A. Here it is one more question. Given two statements, some of the statements Mn and Mn2O7. Identify the correct statement. You see, Mn forms the oxide Mn2O7 in which the manganese is in highest oxidation state. Yes, it is a true statement. And oxygen stabilizes the manganese in higher oxidation state by forming a multiple bonds. Exactly. Transition metals is going to form highest oxidation state when they bind with most electronegative elements like fluorine and oxygen, because oxygen is going to take the metal into its highest oxidation state because it forms a multiple bonds and the bond is going to be stabilized. And Mn2O2 is ionic oxide. No. Mn2O7 is, you see, it is a covalent oxide. It is going to be having a clear cut bridge bonded like this. Mn, double bond O, double bond O, double bond O, double bond O, double bond O. He is like this. So this is absolutely a wrong statement. And you can see the structure of Mn2O7 consists of one bridged oxygen, and it is also correct. So I would say both A, B and D are the correct statements. So the answer is going to be option 4 is the correct answer for this question. Children, here it is a question based on complex compounds, direct question. It is given as a crystal field stabilization energy CFSE of Cr H2O 6 times 2 plus is greater than that of Mn H2O 2 plus, which is absolutely true. And talking about statement 2, potassium ferricyanide has a greater spin only magnetic moment than sodium ferrocyanide. So ferricyanide FeCN6 3 minus, okay, is going to be iron 3 plus, is going to have N is equal to 1. Its electronic configuration, if we check it, it is going to be D5 configuration 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the presence of Cn minus, you are going to see it is going to be like this. So N is equal to 1, magnetic moment is going to be root over 1 into 1 plus 2 is going to be root 3 Bohr magneton. When it comes to the ferrocyanide, it is going to be Fe2 plus. So in this, it is going to be D6 configuration. In this D6 configuration, if Cn minus comes into the picture, it is going to be like this. So N is equal to 0, magnetic moment is going to be 0. So it has, ferricyanide has more spin only magnetic moment as compared to the ferrocyanide. So I want to say it is also true statement, and the correct answer for this question is both the statements are true. So this kind of questions are more prone in the JEE examination. So in the JEE examination that happened in the January session 2026, a sure shot question was expected and came from the coordination compounds. Children, here is a question from nucleophilic substitution reaction. The correct order of reactivity of the following benzyl halide towards the reaction with KCN. So let us say when it react with the KCN, so reactivity with the KCN, it followed as a benzyl cations are going to be formed, follows SN1 reaction. If it is formed a carbocation here, so rate of SN1 reaction is directly proportional to the stability of carbocation. So who is going to stabilize the carbocation? Either positive mesomeric effect or positive inductive effect. If you consider this is OH, it is going to have positive mesomeric effect. Here is also showing a positive mesomeric effect, and it is showing negative mesomeric effect. here at meta position mesomeric effect will not work, so we can say just it is going to be negative inductive effect. Among A and B, positive mesomeric effect is going to be strong for NH2 group, so that B is going to be more as compared to A, and as compared to negative mesomeric effect and negative inductive effect, this is a weak effect, so that it is going to be D is greater than, the least reactive is going to be the para nitro group. So I want to say C is the least reactive. So for this I want to say the answer for this question is going to be 4. Children, this is about the various neighborhood reactions that is given from the direct reagent based neighborhood reactions in organic chemistry. So here it is a list of reagents are given, here is a list of neighborhood reactions are given. Whenever H2PdBaSO4, it is going to be Rosenman reduction. In the Rosenman reduction, acid chloride is going to give aldehyde, and SnCl2 and HCl, it is going to be a Stephan reduction. Cyanide is going to give aldehyde, and CrO to Cl2 in the presence of CS2, toluene is going to give rise benzaldehyde etard reaction, and COHCl anhydrous AlCl3 and CuCl, it is going to give rise Gattermann-Koch reaction. So benzene is going to give rise benzaldehyde. So these are the 4 reactions that is there in the NCERT in one page of this side and the opposite side. From the single screenshot you can get it, and the correct answer from this is going to be, according to the explanation, the answer is going to be 4. Children, this question is based on isomerism. List of compounds are given and as a pairs, and what type of isomerism they can show. Look at this 2-methyl-propene. So this is going to be 2-methyl-propene and but1ene. So this is but1ene. Both are having same molecular formula, but they differ in the length of the chain. So I want to say this is a chain isomers. And cis-butene and trans-butene, this is a cis-butene and this is going to be trans-butene, or geometrical isomers. The geometrical isomers comes under stereoisomerism. And 2-butanol and diethyl ether. So 2-butanol and diethyl ether is going to be functional isomers. One has alcoholic group, another one has ether group. I want to say they are functional isomers. And also but1ene and the but2ene, this is but1ene and this is a but2ene. So the double bond position is changed, so we can say this is going to be a position isomers. Based on this, the correct answer is going to be A3, B1, C4 and D2. Children, this is a question from biomolecules. Let us see what is the correct statements in it. So carefully read it. Activation energy for enzyme catalyzed hydrolysis of sucrose is lower than that of acid catalyzed hydrolysis. Yes, the activation energy of the enzyme catalyzed reactions is always less as compared to the normal catalyzed reactions. So we can say this is going to be correct statement. And during a denaturation of a protein, protein has 4 levels of hierarchy: primary structure, secondary, tertiary, quaternary structure. So primary structure is a specific sequence of the amino acids present in the protein. Secondary structure is going to be either coiled and twist and turn, that is going to alpha helix and beta pleated sheets. And tertiary structure is going to have the supercoiling and intramolecular disulfide bridges and all, hydrogen bond and van der Waals forces to form a protein domain. And a quaternary structure is a collection of protein domain to give rise a complete functional protein. So when you heat or do some disturbance to the protein, it is going to lose its structure and loses its biological activity. So that is called denaturation of protein. In this denaturation of protein, only quaternary structure and tertiary structure are going to be disturbed. Secondary structure and primary structure remain intact. So you can say during denaturation, secondary and tertiary structures of protein destroyed, but primary structure remain intact. So this is also partially correct. and nucleotides are joined together by phosphodiester linkase, but not by glycosidic linkase. Glycosidic linkase is a linkase between two simple sugars. So this is not a correct statement. And quaternary structure of protein represents the overall folding of the polypeptide chain. No, overall folding of the polypeptide chain is given by tertiary structure but not the quaternary structure. So I would say option D is also wrong statement. Among A and B, only the correct answer. So my answer is going to be, the question is option 2. Children, again this question is based on the nucleophilic substitution reaction, alkyl halides. And the correct order of the rate of reaction for the following reaction is respective to the nucleophile is CH3Br with a nucleophile gives rise CH3 with a nucleophile and Br minus. In that case, this is what is the order of strength of the nucleophile? Nucleophilicity. Inversely proportional to here. If it is a more stable and it is conjugate base is more stable and it is going to be less nucleophile. So less stable conjugate base. If you see HClO4 gives rise Hu plus and ClO4 minus perchlorate ion. It is going to have equivalent resonating structure, so that it is going to be more stable. So it is going to be less nucleophilicity. So I want to say here it is going to be OH is strong nucleophile as compared to B. Phenoxide ion is more stronger as compared to the acetate ion and the perchlorate ion. So a strong acid will have the weak conjugate base. So the weak conjugate bases are the better nucleophiles. So I would say the option 1 is going to be the correct answer for this question. Children, here it is the question again, statement 1 and statement 2. So NTA is asking about the question how depth subject you know, rather how you understand, how you apply. So application oriented question, here it is some structure is given. In that structure, X show below here dissolves in sodium bicarbonate. Yes, it is true because it has a carboxylic group. And the solution and has it is two chiral centers. This is a chiral center and this is a chiral center. So statement 1 is correct. And compound 2 Y shown below has two carbons of sp3. It is sp3 and it is sp3. And one carbon of sp2. This is sp2. And one carbon of sp hybridized. Yes, this is also correct statement. So based on this, I would say this is both statement 1 and statement 2 are going to be the true statements for this question. Children, this is the question based on practical organic chemistry, some basic concepts of organic chemistry in the 11th standard. Estimation of phosphorus based on this question is given. By usual analysis, 1 gram of the compound gave 1.79 gram of a magnesium pyrophosphate. The percentage of phosphorus in the compound is. So the percentage of phosphorus is going to be number of moles of Mg2P2O7 into 2 into 31 upon weight of the compound. So number of moles of magnesium pyrophosphate, that is going to be weight of magnesium pyrophosphate 1.79 upon its molecular mass is going to be 222. As 2 phosphorus atoms are there in the magnesium pyrophosphate 2 and phosphorus atomic mass is 31, we have to take the percentage, and weight of the compound is going to be 1 gram of the compound and it is going to be 100. And the percentage of phosphorus on solving, we are going to get 50%. So the answer for this question is going to be option 1. Now here is a big question is given. Let us do, starting from nitrobenzene, there are 6 steps of reactions has to be followed. At the end, how many, the number of bromine atoms in the final product will be. So let us follow the sequence of the reaction. This is the nitrobenzene. this nitrobenzene, when it is treated with FeBr2, FeBr3, so nitro group is a meta directing, so that meta bromo product is formed. And it is treated with SnHCl, it is a reducing agent. When it is undergo SnHCl, it is going to reduce nitro group to amino group. Now amino group is going to be activating the group, so that again after pH neutralization, if you add Br2H2O, you are going to get the bromine in all possible aspects. NH2 already bromine is here, so amino group is ortho and a para director, so you are going to get bromine here and a bromine here. Now it is treated with NaNO2 and HBr, so you are going to see diazonium compound is formed. So diazotization, NaNO2 and HCl or HBr you can add, and 0 to 5 degrees centigrade is maintained. So you are going to get N2Br, so Br and Br and Br and Br. Now we can see CuBr and NaBr is added, it is a Sandmeyer reaction. So CuBr and NaBr, you are going to see it is a Sandmeyer reaction, bromine over here, bromine over here, bromine over here, so bromine over here. So I could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bromine atoms can be seen. So the answer for this long conversion is going to be option 5. Option 1 is the answer, 5 is the correct answer for this question. Students, here it is a question given below are the 4 compounds. So these are the 4 compounds: N-propyl chloride, isopropyl chloride, secondary butyl chloride, neopentyl chloride. Percentage of carbon in the one which has exhibit optical isomerism. So it is N-propyl chloride, this is N-propyl chloride, isopropyl chloride and secondary butyl chloride and neopentyl chloride. Among this is the optically active compound because it has a chiral compound. So this has C4H9Cl is the molecular formula, C4H9Cl. So if you want to talk about the percentage of carbon is equal to, there are 4 carbons, 12, and its molecular mass is going to be 92.5 into 100. On doing so, you are going to get 51.6 is coming. So on approximation, my answer for this question is going to be 52. Option 3 is the correct option for this question. Children, this is about numerical type section. The osmotic pressure of a living cell is 12 atm at 300 Kelvin. The strength of sodium chloride solution that has isotonic with a living cell in the temperature is, the answer supposed to be given gram per liter. So it is given as osmotic pressure pi is equal to ICRT. So osmotic pressure is given as 12, and for sodium chloride it is going to be strong electrolyte, so that Na plus and Cl minus I is going to be 2, and you have to calculate the molarity, and R value is going to be 0.0821 at the temperature it is given 300 Kelvin. On doing so, you are going to get C is equal to 1/4 mole per liter. So it is converted into gram per liter, it is going to be 1/4 into 58.5, and it comes to be 14.625 gram per liter. So on approximation, the answer is supposed to be 15 is the correct answer for this question. Children, here it is another question. The first and second ionization constant of H2X are 2.5 into 10 raised minus 8 and 1 into 10 raised minus 13. So the logic for this solving the question is going to be, for any polyprotic acid, Ka1 should be always greater than Ka2. So let us solve. The concentration of X2 minus in 0.1 molar H2X solution is given as dash into 10 power minus 15 molar. How to solve this question? So H2X is going to be, for the first ionization, gives rise Hu plus and Hx minus. Initially it is given as a 0.1 molar in that. So I would like to say 0.1 minus X, and it is going to be X plus Y, and it is going to be X minus Y. So directly put the Ka, acid dissociation constant Ka is equal to X plus Y and X minus Y and 0.1 minus X. So if you take the second ionization here, Hx minus gives rise H plus and X2 minus. In this case, X minus Y is there initially. It is going to give rise X plus Y and it is going to be Y. So that dissociation constant, it is going to be here, for the first it is going to be 2.5 into 10 rise minus 8, and it is going to be Ka2, it is going to be 1 into 10 power minus 13 is equal to X plus Y and Y and X minus Y. As I said, Ka2 is less than Ka1. Therefore, I can say X is super greater than Y. So that 10 power minus, it is going to be 10 power minus 13 here. 10 power minus 13 is going to be X dot Y upon X. So Y is equal to 10 power minus 13. So Y is equal to 10 power minus 13. On doing so, it is going to be 100 into 10 power minus 15. So my answer for this question is going to be 100 is the appropriate answer for this question. Students, this question is based on solutions and colligative properties. There is a link between these colligative properties. You have to evaluate this question based on elevation in boiling point and relative lowering of vapor pressure. So here it is going to be delta Tb is equal to I Kb into molality. So delta Tb, that is observed when a substance of 1.5 gram dissolved in 150 grams of solvent whose molecular mass is 300 and led to an elevation in boiling point 0.5 and whose Kb value is given as a 5 into Im. So use this. I want to say it is come to be Im value is going to be 0.1. So I want to say P naught minus Ps upon P naught is going to be Im into molecular mass of the solvent upon 1000. So relative lowering of vapor pressure is comes to be Im is going to be 0.1 whose molecular mass of the solvent is going to be 300 gram per mole upon 1000. On solving, you are going to get 3 into 10 power minus 2. So the answer is going to be 3. So the answer is going to be 3 for this numerical type of question. Dear children, this is the question based on complex compounds and d and block elements. So let us see the electronic configuration of transition elements. Identify the metal ions. Here so many metal ions are given, and as cobalt 2 plus, nickel 2 plus, Fe 2 plus, V3 plus and titanium 2 plus having a spin only magnetic moment value greater than 3.0. So it is a quite logical question. You have to be so precise to answer this type of questions. So the sum of unpaired electrons present in those who has magnetic moment is greater than 3. So if you say vanadium 3 plus, it is going to be D3, 3D3. And you have nickel 2 plus 3d8. and you have iron 2 plus 3d6. And also you left with cobalt 2 plus, it is going to be 3d7. So this is considered into the counting. When you talk about the iron, so when you talk about the iron, you can say it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So N is equal to 4. Cobalt, it is going to be 3d7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, N is equal to 3. So I would like to say 4 plus 3 is equal to 7 is the correct answer for this question. Children, the question is given a salt Mx is a sparingly soluble salt that follows the given solubility equilibrium. Mx gives rise M plus and X minus. Ksp is given as 10 power minus 10. And the standard reduction potential of this M plus and M is given as 0.79. And then the value of the standard reduction potential of the metal insoluble salt electrode. So it is given as, simply if it is a silver chloride and a silver, and it is going to be EMF is going to be E naught minus 0.0591, because this value is given here by N, and log 1 by Ksp is the simplest formula that you can use it. So let us use for M gives rise to M plus and X minus, so that N value by looking at that equation we can say. So E naught value it is given, and 0.79 value minus, because it is given as 0.79 and 0.0591 as N value is going to be 1, and it is going to be log 1 by Ksp value is given. How much it is given? 0.10 power minus 10. Ksp value is given as 10 power minus 10. On solving, the E cell value, E value is going to be, EMF is going to be 0.2 volts. So we are going to get 200 millivolt. So the answer for this question is going to be 200 is the correct answer for this question. And we done, the paper is moderate to little difficult level, and we are done with this paper 2 solution, and we'll come back with one more paper solution. Thank you.